Hi, everybody. I am here with my friend Nicolette, my partner in crime, theater crime. We've known each other for many, 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 many years, and we've had some great times. And we are co-founders of an organization called ArtStream that you may hear about later or more about later. Um, but I want to get going on. She's kindly agreed to meet with me this morning and do a little interview for Avanti Sage. So this will be on the YouTube channel, and maybe we'll post it some other places. But I've got some questions that I'm asking right now, friends and colleagues, and then I want to open it up so we can begin to build community around these really significant and what's the word, Nick? These questions that we all have, and we kind of keep it in. So let's
Yeah.
talk.
Okay.
Well, one of the first questions that I like is, we my AI gal and I came up with quite a few, but the one that I like the most is what surprised you the most about getting older?
First, thank you for having me here and allowing space for this offering. It's a wonderful opportunity to share and create community. So, I'm happy to be part of that. I think for me, the biggest surprise was my body. I've always been in really good shape and have always exercised, meditated, done yoga. And even with all of those things, somehow arthritis found me. Like, I don't know how. I was running away pretty well.
Sneaky, sneaky little arthritis, right? Yeah.
Yes. So in many ways, there's a sense of gratitude because I did the yoga and the walking and the swimming so that while that arthritis is part of my life and obviously always will be, I feel that I have not welcomed it, but I've accepted it. But I think it is a surprise because I saw my mom go through that who didn't take care of herself physically. And it was, of all of the ailments that she had, arthritis was really probably the hardest because of the
Very
physical.
painful. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
very painful, and I think we're just learning now um, different ways to manage it.
Yeah.
Uh, but that maybe our parents' generation didn't know about or didn't, employ, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And I think, but for me, that is the biggest surprise because it's always been in the back of my mind. I try to share that message with our three kids. Just take care of your body. It is your house. You've got to take care of it. And
Yeah.
so even though I feel like I did, I mean, maybe I could have been better, I still found myself right about 60 feeling arthritis. So that's the biggest surprise. But I feel like now, where I would say I'm a couple years in, and I'm learning to manage it, work with it, and continue to move. As the physical therapist told me once, motion is lotion. So I try to stay with that as much as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think too, what supports everything that you do is your meditation practice.
Yeah.
So when the anxiety, the fear, the discomfort from we know where we can go to, process that. We know that. And so I think that's kind of underlying. I know for you that's been an important part of your life, your existence,
Yeah.
as a woman, a mother, an artist, and
Yeah.
and same with
Definitely.
me. I would be, as I tell people, I would either be in the loony bin or incarcerated or not here anymore if it weren't for my meditation. So,
Ditto. I totally get that.
you know, yeah. So, I kind of this may seem redundant because you just sort of answered it, but if there's any other thoughts you have, what have you let go of that you thought you'd never release?
Regret. I think, I think when we are young, if we are lucky enough to have choices in our life, we can pick a path. Not everyone is that lucky, but I am grateful that I had choices and I picked a path. And there were times I think in the middle, I feel like I'm at the end of that work path, that career piece, which I'm very, I'm very happy about. It's sort of morphed into something different. But there was a time when I was in the middle of it that I wondered, did I make the right choice? Should I have done something different? And other types of regrets that might have occupied my brain rent free, Um, and I've let go of that now. No matter how hard it may have been, this was my path and I am grateful for it and I see it now. Whereas I think when I was maybe 40, when I had, small kids and was growing a career and growing a family, taking care of an aging parent, those were really hard years. And I think the swirling thought at times of regret, if I had taken a different path, what would my life look like? Now I've just let go of that and it feels so freeing to say, you know what, this was my path. I made some mistakes. I learned from them. Sometimes it took a little while, had to learn a lesson a couple of times
Right.
around the bend there, but I did. I did learn it. And so I
Mhm.
feel immense gratitude to have been able to finally let go of regrets because they are pretty darn heavy to carry.
Yes, and um, we don't need to carry them to our the end of our life
Right.
and our journey beyond. However you look at that, or whatever your you know belief is, we do not want those regrets. The famous Indian saint Atisha, I think, said, "My religion is not to be ashamed of myself when I die."
Wow. That's beautiful.
My religion is to not have regrets, to
Yeah.
have processed, dealt with them, moved on, and become all the richer for it. I think. I really, sometimes I don't buy into that. I'm like, but I think there's truth in it, And I was talking to Dodie, my physical theater teacher,
Mhm.
and she does acupuncture. And we were talking about this notion of releasing,
Yeah.
releasing your past, releasing your
Yeah.
regrets, and moving into something like more kind of centered and stable. I can't speak to it too much because I'm not that familiar, but she gave me some things to contemplate on, and it's really it's like yeah, you know. And for me, being a dancer, and and all this energy, and it's time to
Yes.
bring all that down and be a more available, I
Yeah.
think. And she's talking about being stuck in an old role or your way you lived in your body, inhabited your body, that kind of thing. So, one more quick question,
Sure.
um, and um, and then we'll. This has been wonderful, Nick. Thanks so much. You're so
Sure.
thoughtful, and Nick's one of my favorite
Back at ya.
people. What are you more confident about now than you were at, say, 40?
Everything. Really. Really not even an embellishment or an overstatement.
Right, right.
Everything. I think, there's a space now where I can honestly say to you, and there were many times where that was prevalent, but not maybe in the spotlight in my life stage because I
Mhm.
was taking care of the family or my mom or art stream or growing my
Mhm.
business, whatever it was. There was a
Right.
lot of external energy. But those things are grown now and they're thriving, give or take pretty much in their own journeys or on their own journeys. And so now I have an opportunity to fall in love with my life again on my terms.
Beautiful.
I haven't had
Beautiful.
that.
Yeah,
And I'm
because when you're
grateful.
in the midst of all that, as that caregiving in
Yeah.
particular, what do
Yep.
they call the sandwich generation, where you're
Yes.
taking care of your children and your aging parent. That's a lot. And and burnout happens,
Yeah.
understandably. And so I think you did it beautifully. I was there during that period, and
Thank you. You were there.
that's a lot. Yeah. So I think we'll just go ahead and wrap it up. And I thank you so much. I feel like this is a kind of layering of the work of Avanti Sage,
Yeah.
bringing aging, saging women who are artists and activists and educators who we're not done yet by a
Oh
long shot.
no. Oh no,
We're
no, not at all. And I'm actually kind of excited. To your point earlier, you were talking about that frenetic external energy we're giving out as nurturers.
yeah,
And now it's this wonderful sort of root chakra-y, grounded, calm, strong foundational energy.
that's what we
So I'm pretty
want.
psyched. Yeah, like
Yeah,
where's that gonna go? I'm really excited to see. I don't
yeah.
know yet where it's gonna go, but I like how that feels. And so
I,
I don't feel done. I feel like I'm in the space before the next thing, whatever
mhm.
that might be.
And that's another piece of what Dodie and I were talking about, is to be really open,
Yes.
especially now, rather than shut down. I'm getting older and I got this going on, and
Yeah.
to really look at it as I know you do, and many people who gravitate towards my message,
Yeah.
creativity and humor, and sharing one central message too is sharing our wisdom with the younger
Yes.
women in our lives. So all of that is just so it's so precious a time, really, if we can just kind of declutter uh, that stuff
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
drop in.
Yeah, and to not judge it. I think there's a lot of fear around getting older.
Sure,
And I
sure.
think about what you were saying about the younger generation. And I also think about the younger me, like saying to younger
Mm,
me,
mm,
what messages would I send to her? You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Um,
That's very powerful. Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I think that's kind of where I land with getting older and allowing space
Mhm.
and really embracing the stillness. I think that's the other piece is I think before when we're so um, rushed and busy, I
Yeah.
think for me, I did not have space for the stillness. Now I crave it. I love
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Me too. Me too. And I'm always learning new, well, ancient, old, new ways for me, because I'm so drawn to traditional Chinese medicine
Yeah.
practices now, and healing. So it's just this vast universe of possibility, really,
Yeah.
and potential. So all right, my dear, I thank you from the bottom of
Thank
my
you.
heart and soul.
Thank
And
you.
let's get together and
Okay.
kvetch here in a little bit. And I'm going to end the recording. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank you.